So what would you look for in a therapist? This is a question I posed to four of my friends. Well, soon to be four. I haven't done it yet. This is going to be the very start of it. So I first asked my stepdad, who happens to be a military veteran, who has a history of spinal problems. And I started by asking him because I figured that would be the most difficult one to ask. He hates therapy, but he does go. So I posed the question to him, what would you look for? His response is he would seek more than likely a female because he feels he needs sympathy. And he feels he would get more sympathy from a female therapist versus a male. And due to his spinal issues, he wants someone relatively close. So those are the two things that right off the bat he said that he wanted. On top of that, he wanted someone either generally about his age or older, because he doesn't feel comfortable talking about some of his experiences with someone, say, my age. So to start off, that was the first person. Now I'm going to go find out from someone else. Alright, so for the second person, I decided to ask my best friend, who is in his mid-20s, and he says, to quote him verbatim, someone with a functional ear who could give me perspective. So what he would be looking for is someone who could not only just listen, but help him see things from a different point of view, since he does have a very fixed point of view. And being able to see things a little bit differently would probably help him. So that's what he said. And now I'm going to go find a third person. Alright, so I just asked a third person. They told me that they wanted someone who wasn't religious due to previous experiences. They wanted someone who listened to what they said, not what the therapist thought they said. So they were looking for someone who was willing to listen to what they were saying before they answered, and not just, try and derive meaning from what they thought they were saying. On top of that, they were looking for someone who wasn't always looking for pain to have a meaning, because this was a person who had a history of hurting themselves, but not every injury was to ease pain. Sometimes it was just an accident, or sometimes something just happened. So they were looking for someone who was willing to listen. Alright, so they also called me back and they wanted to make clear to me that they also wanted someone who didn't always just try and jump in and try and get into their world. They wanted someone who took the time to get to know them and understand their past and their history. Because I guess because they had gone to a therapist through Medi-Cal, they tried to establish all this, connection in one session and then try and solve the problem, which didn't work for them. Alright, so my fourth person sent me a text message, and I'm going to read what they said verbatim. Someone who not only acknowledges what their patient says, but also helps find healthy outlets and coping mechanisms for them to use outside of therapy. I want someone with a kind voice and who doesn't make me feel stupid, but is still helpful. So they are looking for someone who can help build their self-esteem and who is going to listen, but who does give advice. This all relates to this week's reading after just going through all of these in, the therapeutic alliance. We have to establish a rapport with our clients so we can get to understand them better. So we can focus on the tasks and goals and bonds that are there and build on them so we can help our clients. And that's really important, especially in the beginning, just like we made note of while we were reading. Because if we aren't close to our clients, if they don't feel safe around us, if they don't feel like they can get access to us, if they don't feel like they can understand what we're saying and what we can help them do, because people want to naturally solve their problems. People want to find solutions. people want to feel listened to. If you don't meet those things, then the clients aren't going to come back. They're just going to not, like in the medical situation, they'll get through their 6 sessions and then they're in the middle of nowhere. They don't know what to do. So, just based on my listening to these 4 people, that's what I can find out. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I hope what I found helps you guys. Alright, enjoy your night.